After 30 years, I finally exposed my stepsister, who made my life hell, and now my family knows the truth. After 30 years, I finally revealed my stepsister's true nature, and now my family knows the truth. I'm a 40-year-old man with a partner of over 2 decades and 2 amazing daughters under 10. I've managed to carve out a relatively peaceful life as an attorney, but it wasn't without challenges. For much of my life, I was ensnared in a nightmare woven by my stepsister, whom I refer to as the devil. Here's some background. My biological dad passed away when I was very young, around 5. My mother was left to single-handedly raise me and my 2 brothers, one older, one younger. A few years later, she married a widower who had a daughter my age. I was about 6 to 8 years old then. From the start, my stepsister decided that my brothers and I had wrecked her life by invading her world. Her mission was clear: drive a wedge between her father and my mother so they could be alone together. She was determined to make my life miserable. Publicly, she appeared to be the perfect little angel, but in private, she was malevolent. She concocted lies about me and my brothers and fed them to my parents, painting me as the villain. Slowly, they believed her stories, and I became the family outcast, never truly understanding why. As I grew up, I was treated like the family misfit, always branded the troublemaker. The catch? I never understood the reason behind it. I was the only one not to receive any allowance, not permitted to drive, not sent abroad for studies like my brothers, and not even allowed to have friends over. I faced physical discipline constantly. You get the picture. I didn't even get a cell phone while all my friends had them in the 90s. I couldn't go on weekend trips with friends, and sneaking out was my only option because asking permission was futile. Plus, my parents deemed it dangerous for me to have a job growing up. When I got an opportunity to work with a prestigious lawyer during my 2nd semester at university, I was thrilled. Unfortunately, he was excellent in teaching but paid poorly, leaving me without money. Dating was tough because I couldn't afford to take my girlfriend out, and borrowing the car led to arguments. He needed my commitment for at least 2 years, but after 1 year, my situation became unbearable. Balancing university, courtroom duties, studies, reports, contracts, girlfriend and friends without money or family support became exhausting. I had to switch to a better-paying job when another firm offered. My first mentor understood my plight and despised my parents, though he wasn't going to financially support me either. I didn't realize the gravity of my decision until much later. Even when I finally saved enough to buy my car, I wasn't allowed to park it at home. Ultimately, I was the only one expelled from home. I spent years racking my brain over why my family treated me so harshly. Numerous attempts to reveal my stepsister's deceit failed because no one believed me. It seemed they were all spellbound by her lies. Our family was obsessed with keeping up appearances. We had to maintain this facade of perfection with issues hidden away. One secret was my stepsister's diagnosis of schizophrenia traits and other psychological disorders, leading to her institutionalization, but nobody discussed it. If it wasn't mentioned, it didn't exist, right? It drove me crazy. Fast forward 30 years. I've distanced myself to protect my sanity and live peacefully with my wife and daughters. Meanwhile, the devil remains single at 40, living off a destitute 60-year-old divorced man with a young daughter. Despite his lack of finances, she takes care of him, which bizarrely aligns with her nature. 2 years ago, my mother and stepfather sought my legal advice regarding their will and estate planning. Our relationship was cordial at best, yet I agreed to help. As usual, the devil found out. She lost her mind, accusing my mother of plotting to steal her inheritance, claiming she should be the sole heir as the only real daughter. To her, my brothers and I were thieves trying to claim what was rightfully hers. She vowed to ruin us, my mother, brothers, and me. Things took a darker turn. She spread malicious rumors within the extended family, accusing my older brother of past abuse and alleging I had molested 2 cousins. She insinuated my daughters were at risk around me, sparking outrage from my step-uncle, who nearly attacked me. I suspect distance between countries was my only shield. Facing the potential revelation of some of my darkest secrets, I decided to act. My wife and I drove to my parents' house, where I laid out every humiliating detail. I spoke about my attraction to transgender women, the innocent kisses exchanged with one of the cousins. I allegedly molested. We were teenagers, not blood-related, merely labeled cousins afterward, and my occasional smoking, knowing fully well my deeply religious parents' Opus Dei level devotion would react strongly. especially hearing the word weed. I exposed all so that the devil would lack ammunition. This toll took me to the hospital a few days later with near-fatal pancreatitis. After laying it all out, to my shock, they believed me. The devil's manipulations had tormented them for so long that they finally began to see reality. It only took them 3 decades, right? They queried my advice. Having dealt with numerous abusers in my life, I told them to ignore her. Allow her to believe her attacks were failing. We decided I'd inform the whole family, encouraging them to do the same. Don't engage with her. Let her self-destruct and made her misstep without dangling the victim card. It's crucial to note that outsiders wouldn't believe us due to her immaculate image. We aimed for no confrontation or denial, even avoiding my stepfather's brother who wanted to harm me. The devil threatened to go public but never did because doing so would strip her of power. We remained silent for 2 years. Ignored her and let her rant, which I knew drove her insane. Then, 2 weeks ago, at a stepbrother's wedding, our silence paid off. Presuming my wife and my brother's wife were uninformed, she was proven wrong. No one greeted her or her broke boyfriend. Numerous photos were taken, but they were absent in most. The following day, she reached her breaking point and made her first mistake texting my wife, portraying me as a threat to our daughters, claiming we'd cut ties, and offering to share the truth about me. When she felt strong and ready, she believed she was detonating a bomb in my marriage. But my wife already knew. So I captured a screenshot of that text and sent it in our extended family group message. It included cousins, uncles, everyone. I exposed her publicly. Her second blunder, she replied in the group chat, attempting to gaslight me. Downplaying the issue, she deemed me a drama queen, habitually escalating matters, and urged me to mature. You can guess how well that went. Then, her third mistake, contacting my wife to erase my insane messages. She insisted she merely desired peace without drama and claimed my response lacked any justification. I captured that message too and shared it in the group chat. I made it clear that private conversations with her were out, inviting her to share her truth publicly. I think it dawned on her then that she had unintentionally exposed herself before our extended family, losing her manipulative grip. It's been 2 weeks of silent group chat. My mom called afterward, acknowledging, "I might have been wrong about you for most of your life. Do you forgive me?" I still don't know how to answer. After 3 decades as the scapegoat and outcast, I've unveiled my tormentor. It almost demanded everything but was worth it. I've discovered a newfound sense of safety I never knew. Navigating this with my family, now viewing me differently, is unfamiliar in a good way, but I'm unsure if I seek a deepened relationship. Thanks for hearing me out, open to your thoughts and feedback. Edit, I must mention, despite countless differences with my stepfather, it was intense. Our relationship today is nearly beautiful. At the wedding, hearing him say he loves me brought me to tears, not then, but later. Edit 2, I need to clarify that I don't hold judgments or grudges and take responsibility for my actions throughout life. I'm not playing victim, I'm just relating my lived experiences as objectively as possible. I hold no resentment towards my mom. She faced immense challenges as a single mother. We maintain a cordial relationship, occasionally seeing each other for family meals, stepsister excluded. I attend mostly for my daughters to bond with their cousins and grandparents. The past won't burden their future relationships, and my wife and I closely supervise interactions. My wife is my angel, and words fall short of expressing my gratitude to her. Our journey wasn't easy, but it's been profoundly beautiful.